Hey Kaijus, it's Anna from Kaiju Bites. So today I'm going to review Godzilla, the 2014 version. It is Legendary's kind of their MonsterVerse. So there's going to be a collection of these stories, and they've since kind of titled them the Titans, which is basically their word for kaijus. And Godzilla is the first in this new MonsterVerse, and the movie is directed by Gareth Edwards, and it features Bryan Cranston and Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. I forgot their real names, but who cares about the people? Oh yeah, and Ken. I'm gonna butcher his name, but Ken. We all know him. Well, maybe not all, but you have to have a Japanese dude in a Godzilla movie, at least one. And I was super excited when the movie came out in 2014. Did it exceed all my expectations? No. It was a good movie. I have to say I enjoyed parts of it. The human story was a little trying sometimes. I mean, some Godzilla films can't weave in the human story quite well, and some just do a really poor job at it. I think this was, if I was grading the human story alone, it was probably like a 1 kaiju bite out of 5. But who cares about the humans? We like the kaijus. And so I liked the design of the new Godzilla. Some people were saying he's too chunky. But I loved everything. I loved his face. I love his expressions. And the mutos, how they call them, they were actually pretty cool design too. Both female and the male were a pretty cool design. I just wish there was more monsters. There were just not enough kaijus in this film. And then when we did get to see it, it was on a TV set or in the dark, and I have a feel I feel like American monster directors are afraid of showing these monsters in the light, and that's something that the Japanese filmmakers do not have any problems with. I mean, there's been plenty of Godzilla films that are shot. I mean, they do use the dark, the nighttime, sometimes for a little bit dramatic effect, but they're completely, they don't care about showing these kaijus in daytime settings. And so, that's probably this is one aspect of the movie, that it was just so dark, you couldn't really get to see a lot of the monsters well. And so that's I think that's just all a lot of American, they use nighttime to increase the suspense, but I'm like, dude, we just want to see the damn monsters a little bit more detail, unless it's a monster that just needs the dark. But they're kaijus. I mean, I think there have been 1 or 2 nighttime kaijus, but anyways, that's not Godzilla. So I enjoyed the movie. And like I said, the story, the human aspect of the storyline was weak, but it was a good launch for Legendary's new MonsterVerse. We get introduced to the Monarch. I'm not sure if it's a foundation, the Monarch organization that has tracked all these monsters throughout history, and they elaborate a little bit in King Kong, and then hasn't there been another movie that's been tied in? No, I think this is the third. I think this is the third movie, and that's being released Thursday. Godzilla, King of the Monsters, and then I think because they did so well, they were able to get the rights to Ghidorah. Let's say Gamora. That's completely wrong. Ghidorah, Rodan, and Mothra, and then all their other titans, as they're referring them, are going to be completely new, in their own design. And in one of the trailers, they mentioned that there's 17 of them. So I don't know if in future movies we'll get to see more. And there's also the King Kong versus Godzilla movie that's going to be coming out, I think, in 2 more years. I can't remember. And then we'll see that happening. So I don't know if they're slowly just building their universe, and we might only get to see a few more kaijus in this film. I'll find out tonight. I have early screening tickets. I don't know if I mentioned that. So I'm really pumped. I'm wearing one of my Godzilla shirts, the one with the ramen. and I have to wear my nice cardigan over it at work, but we're going tonight in DC to see it, and I'm super pumped. And yeah, so it'll be interesting. But to go back to finish off the Godzilla review, I enjoy it. I actually do watch it quite frequently, especially at work when I just want something else to listen to besides music. I put it on as like background noise, but then I always do cut, like when the kaijus are in the scene, I'll go back to it. In terms of like the Godzilla design, I really like it. There's some amazing scenes in this. What was one of my favorite? Oh, when like the Godzilla fights the female Muto, and like you see it go, like his light coming from his tail, and it goes all the way up his spine, and then he just goes atomic blast, and that scene was like one of my favorites. And I remember like seeing it in the theater, everybody was like, "Whoa!" So because it was a cool scene, so definitely love it. I would rank it kind of midway, because I think that with all the human aspects, it kind of drags it down. So I'll give it a 3.5 kaiju bites out of 5, almost 4. There's just the human story just drags it down. But I've heard not so much with the new Godzilla film, but we'll see. I'll have that review up later this week, hopefully. Talk to you guys later. Bye.